How's it going, guys? I'm Zero Gear Plus, and I'm gonna go for a walk. It's been a very long time since we've done this. I figured I'd let you guys know that we have since recently moved to Mooresville, North Carolina. I figured I'd let you guys know so that we can get a couple things squared away here. This video is mostly going to be to address a couple of the things that I didn't talk about in my... Christ, it is bright outside. A couple things that I didn't want, that I either forgot to mention or just completely forgot entirely about the update video that I made literally just a few moments ago. So basically, I remember that I said when I was leaving my channel originally that I was going down to Frederick, Maryland to live with Kelsey. All right, yeah, that makes sense, and I let you guys know that. And here's the thing. Since then, a lot had happened, very much. We've actually moved again to Mooresville, North Carolina, so that's our current place of residence. Just figured I'd let you guys know that, because anybody that's like, oh, you're in Maryland, I want to come see you, and I'm like, I'm not there anymore. So I figured I'd let you guys know, just, you know, Mooresville, nice place, up and coming kind of town. It's really beautiful here. It is March, it's not even March, it's February, and it's like 70 degrees out now. It's 70 degrees outside right now. It's beautiful and wonderful, and I love it. And the apartment complex we live in is beautiful and wonderful, and I love it. And everything about this place is great. So, I mean, like, the neighbors are friendly. The landscape is beautiful. I'm sure anybody that followed us on, Midnight Blaze saw our video from when we moved in, and our apartment is gorgeous. But this video was mostly going to be to talk to you guys about what has been going on with us personally. Since I moved down to Frederick, I quit my job with Walmart. I remember I used to talk about that so much. I quit my job with Walmart. I worked for the Walmart down there. Technically it's north of where we are now, but I worked for another Walmart store for 6 months. And it wasn't like mine was. My store was wonderful. The overnight shift was awesome. And everybody was just fun to work with. This store, not even close. Everybody was angry and always bitter. And it made me very bitter, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore. So, you know, about the time my 2-year anniversary with Walmart was rolling around, I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I got on Indeed, and, you know, I'm looking for jobs and all that kind of stuff, and I immediately, you know, I'm just putting it everywhere. And so one day I get a call from the human resources at Lowe's. There's a Lowe's center literally right across the street from the Walmart I used to work at. So they called me and they're like, we saw you put in an application with us recently. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, we'd like to bring you in for an interview. Okay, awesome. So I scheduled my interview. I went in that day. I talked to the HR manager, and she's like, yeah, you basically got this job. So all we have to do now is just do the drug test as a formality. And I'm like, okay. And I just didn't go to work that day. I was scheduled to go to work. I just didn't go. And I got a nice, what was it? I'm gonna turn around now. Video shouldn't last too much longer, but so I got a nice week's vacation before starting up another job, because I just couldn't deal with Walmart anymore. I mean, I suppose I'll say it's a place you just shouldn't make a career out of it. It's a good place to build, you know, it's a good entry-level job, but unless, you know, you're already retired and you don't really care whether or not you lose your job, it doesn't matter to you anymore, or you're an overnight associate, which I was once upon a time. Unless you're one of those two things, it's not worth it to stay at Walmart. Unless you're being hired in as a manager or something, it's not worth it, because there's too much headache. All the nasty things you ever hear about Walmart are true, and they become even more true when you work for the company, because then you start to see way more frequently what the problems are. And so it's just like, it drove me insane, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore, and I was like, no. So I switched over to Lowe's. I've been there for almost a year now. When we moved, I transferred to another Lowe's store, obviously. Just something to get my foot in the door. The Lowe's store I'm working at, I love the guys I'm working with. They're great. They're a great bunch of guys. But the job sucks. It's an experimental store, so they're making us we're not getting paid nearly enough for what we have to do, which is frustrating. I mean, like, normally I wouldn't mind going the extra mile, but it's supposed to be a 4-hour position. We can't do everything we need to do in 4 hours. So either we need more people, which is also true, or, you know, we need to be paid more as some kind of recompense for what we're doing, because I'm sorry, $12 an hour is not enough to unload anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 piece truck with 4 guys. Now it can be done. We can do it about anywhere from 3 to 4 hours usually. That's not the problem. That's our job. That's what we go in to do. That's what unloaders do. The problem is afterward, and it really doesn't take that long, but it's a big nitpick because we shouldn't have to do it. We have to downstock all the departments in front of the bay that they go in. Why? That was my question, because it's just like we're holding the overnighters' hands. It's like that's something, they get paid to do that. They probably get paid more than we do to do practically nothing. And I'd go to that job, but you know, I'm not gonna have an overnight position anymore. I just can't do it. It's not good for me. It wasn't good for me then. It's not good for me now. I'm not gonna do it anymore. But so that's me. Kelsey has, since we got here, well, before we got here, she enrolled in a dog grooming school. So she's gonna be doing that. She wants to do that full time, and more power to her. I could never do it because I'm not patient enough to work with animals. But I mean, she's got the knack for it. She's got the skill for it, and you know, she really wants to do it. So all my love is with her on that one. Something I could never do, but I mean, if she wants to do it, that's just fine. I'm not gonna detract from any fun she could possibly have. And that's pretty much it. I took the long way around the house just so you guys can tell. Aren't these complexes beautiful? I know you can barely see anything, you're really just looking at the stairs, but it's so nice. I love it here. But yeah, that'll pretty much do it. I probably could have taken a longer walk, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna edit this really quick. I don't even think I'll need to edit it, but I'm just gonna throw this right up, and you guys will be able to see it in just a few minutes. This is Jaeger Plus signing off, and I will see you guys then.